Yesterday was a pretty good live stream and everything, and I started to basically record. I started to basically record my trips at the parks and stuff. So, you know, while I haven't had that much videos uploaded to YouTube lately and everything, I'm like, might as well go live for day number two, just to see what it's like. And I find it ironic that once I started talking, there was some cars that were coming right by and everything, but hey, can't control everything. Hey, so here at another park that I was able to bus fan at in the past and everything. In fact, I still recall the fanning video that I worked on over here, where basically there were basically on the thumbnail I was able to catch one of the older D4500s, the older ones, not the CLs that Yukon used to have before they retired and stuff. And basically I was able to catch that along with a few others because I was walking alongside this park and everything. One thing I didn't catch on camera was that there was a deer that was right there that scared the living daylights out of me. But hey, basically that's it. By the way, here comes a Nova. Since I decided to call the live stream for when it was the live stream another transit video live, hey, it's practically my only way of being able to get some buses and everything, because like I didn't come out here to bus fan and everything. Like I bus fanned here before and everything, and this is predominantly Yukon Charleston territory, mostly Yukon. So in a way, it would just be a bunch of Novas and Prevos. And since it's Sunday morning and everything, like there's really not that much to catch. This is This is a pretty decent park and everything. It's alongside Highland Boulevard and everything. Last week I was at Conference House Park, which is at the very south of the island and everything. At the very south end of Highland Boulevard, where normally when it comes to Highland Boulevard, it's normally congested, especially when going to the Verrazano Bridge and everything for the morning commute and stuff. I know this because when I was taking care of food deliveries, I took care of what I like to call a breakfast run, where for the most part I was delivering everyone's breakfast with an occasional pizza from 7-Eleven. Seriously, like that's the only place I was able to deliver pizza from so far, because again, I only deliver during breakfast, and I can't come across many people that want pizza for breakfast. And I even wondered why that was even considered for some people and everything. And my parents told me that it's basically some that decide to just what's it called? Decide probably like work at night and everything, and no, it's probably coming back home and decide to have like a late dinner or something and everything. Like all of you overnight workers, I give 100% credit for and everything, because it's not easy and stuff. Because it messes with your circadian rhythm in a way and stuff, and it's not easy, because I know my dad is a night worker, and the few times I was able to go to work with him when I was a kid, waking up early in the morning and stuff, like when we were kids and stuff, we didn't mind waking up in the middle of the night and everything and watch TV to a degree. But after a while, like for the grown-ups that have to deal with it all the time, I give y'all credit. I know with my shift for via Jersey City and everything, I normally start work my shift starts at 6 in the morning and everything. And from where I live, it takes 20 minutes to get from my house on Staten Island to the lot that I have to be at in Jersey City and stuff. And you know, it's not that lengthy of a drive. It's not that long of a drive and stuff. Provided that traffic is clear for the most part on the Bayonne Bridge, which it often is. It often is and everything, because almost everyone that's going to New Jersey and in reality Manhattan and is on the Gowanus Expressway, and that's why the Gowanus is often crowded in the on the weekday mornings and everything, which is why I want Via to come back to New York City. Like, this is the weird thing. Like, the headquarters for Via is in Manhattan, is in New York City and everything. In fact, when Via Jersey City first started, I had no idea what this company is, but it intrigued me because they called it an on-demand bus service. Now, that made me curious, and I had to look it up and everything, look up the company and everything, and now I follow them on Twitter and stuff. And basically, I was wondering what kind of company this was, and make the long story short, it's exactly what they call it, an on-demand bus service or transportation service. It's where I call it a hybrid between a shuttle bus and Uber and everything. Like, that's really the best way that I could describe it and stuff. Someone's coming by, so I'm putting up my mask. And basically, the idea for the, like, I was curious about it, and the crazy thing is that I recall shortly before the pandemic, I was in Manhattan at City Hall, and a few times I saw some Via vans coming by and everything. With the Mercedes-Benz Metros, which most of the Vias are known for, except the one in Kings County, in Virginia and stuff. They have the what's it called? They have the Toyota Sienna, which is personally the van that I would much prefer. Nothing against the vans that we have. I love the Metros and stuff. But I personally prefer the Sienna for my personal vehicle. Um. Anyway, so basically, I said all that to say, for everyone just joining and everything, and that it takes about 20 minutes to get to work and everything, and in a way it's kind of slightly on a freelance basis. That's why I love it even more and stuff. And cool thing is that you don't need to fill out a resume to work for Via and everything. You can just hand in your driver's license and your insurance information, and then within a few weeks you got the job and stuff. And basically, yeah, what I was saying before is that I got the chance to work for. I got the chance to work for Via. No, I didn't get the chance. It's that once I saw it in Manhattan and everything, I was like, okay, these are the vans for Via and everything. And when I was with food deliveries and stuff, I actually looked up what. I actually saw some of the vans that was picking up and dropping some people off in the augmented bus stops that they have in place and everything. And this is really nice right here. Yeah. Um. Basically, when I went over to to um to Via. I mean, Finally, I tried to apply for Via recently and everything, because the food delivery job that I have, like, it pays a lot and everything. You get a lot of money and stuff. The thing is that you have to use your own car. And even though I got a 4-cylinder hatchback, uh, most recently was the first time I had to put almost 40 bucks in my car. And there was a long time when I never have even had to put $30 in my car and stuff. So then I was like, let me find another job that, is similar to my food delivery job. And, that's when I looked up Via again and everything, because I was like, where are these purple vans in Jersey City? And then, I got a full disclosure and stuff, got the job. Just a heads up, if you try to work for Via Jersey City or any Via transportation service and everything, and I know I personally didn't get a walk. I personally didn't get a walkthrough on how to drive the vans that we have. So one thing that I would advise is before before you, if you're for sure that you're going to get hired, then I would look up of basically how to um I would look up the walkthroughs on how to drive the vans and everything. And altogether, they're really simple and everything. Like, there's um normally where you have like the windshield wiper in most cars and everything. That's where the thing is for the reverse, neutral, drive, automatic transmission and everything. Power steering is like a feather, to be honest. And altogether, it's a pretty good job and stuff. Like it's the closest thing you could get to driving a bus without having a CDL. And that's personally why I like it and everything. It's the closest thing I have to being a bus driver right now without having a CDL. Altogether, this is not too bad. Like, again, I just love the peacefulness of this area and stuff. Like, it seriously feels like I'm on Long Island, even though this is Staten Island. A nice rural area, nice peaceful area and stuff. If this wasn't a public park, I would walk on this barefoot and everything. Like, and now it sounds weird what I just said, but I'm sure like many of you are probably going through right now. There was a point where I was going through a lot of stress and everything, a lot of stuff that I had to, take care of and everything and stuff. And then next thing you know, one time, I was with some family members on Zoom, and we were talking and stuff, and one of them said that if you walk on some grass barefoot and everything, it will help. Now, I didn't want to make it sound like it was crazy. It was a crazy idea and everything, and because you know one thing you got to give the older people credit for is the fact that they got wisdom. They have so much wisdom, and ain't funny. So, I went out in my backyard and everything shortly afterwards, took off my slippers, and I started walking on the grass barefoot. And almost immediately, like, a lot of the stress that I had just started to fade away. I was like, wow, this is amazing and everything. Almost being around here is amazing, to be honest. I'm like, I love the scenery here. Hearing the crickets and hearing all of the birds and everything. Let's go to this walkway. Yeah, some pretty nice places on Staten Island and stuff. That's why yesterday I had that other live stream and everything where I was over at Great Hills Park. Someone's coming by. I had that other live stream when I was at Great Hills Park, and basically what happened and is that, I walked all the way from that area in Bull's Head all the way up to the transit center and stuff. And that stream, like you can see in the description, for ones that I honestly skipped ahead during parts of the video and everything and missed some stuff. Just kidding. Um, basically, basically that took about yeah, that took an hour to be able to get up there, which I still enjoyed. I still enjoyed and everything because it helped to it. It's always good to like go out and take care of some exercise and everything. Like, I have nothing against going to a gym in particular, but why pay for a gym when you got all of this? All of this to enjoy, whether it's on Staten Island or whatever other potential location. Like, this is actually my first time seeing this. So, like, it almost feels like I'm in Florida or something. But oh, that's why there was some stuff that I apparently missed yesterday. Like, if you subscribe to Lewis, aka Mr. Amazing, who's another YouTuber that bus fans here on Staten Island. Basically, what happened was that what's it called? Oh, um, like there were two CNG buses is from West Farm Depot in the Bronx that came here yesterday, and they were over by St. George. And apparently, according to Lewis, they were supposedly here for an event that never took place. So for backup, they decided to just simply have what's it called? They decided to just simply have them work as shuttles for the Staten Island Railway and everything. Now, I don't know if they're here on Staten Island and everything. Oh, there's actually more than two? Okay. Eh, huh, Lewis, I did not know you were on here. But yeah, there was a few buses that actually came here and everything, which, I was amazed about and stuff. Because, I've been to the Bronx recently. I know I wasn't able to upload that yet, but I was able to finally take a Bronx-based route where I was on I was on I was on one of the XN40s from West Farm, and I was able to explore it and everything. Okay, so there were 5 buses. Okay, thanks, Lewis. So I was able to enjoy, finally taking a SBS route from the Bronx. And I basically took it from there over to a point in Manhattan where I was able to get on the 1 train and then the A train back to Central Park so I could take the bus back to Staten Island. And it was really something. It was really something and everything that I was able to explore. Okay, so there were 6 buses. Not bad. See this duck right here and everything. I know in the park over in my neighborhood and everything, there was like a mallard in one of the areas and stuff. Like, I just wish that the surface of the park, Richmond Terrace Park, that is it looks nice and stuff. I just wish the beach could look just as nice as the rest of the area to help to increase the land value, so to speak, everything. I know, speaking of exclusive buses that have came from time to time, I know there were cases where some buses from New Jersey Transit snuck over to the island and everything. Like a few times I was able to mention this on Twitter where I was on the expressway, and a few times some of the nobbies came over from Bayonne, and even one time I was heading over to Richfield and stuff, to help out with a friend and everything. And basically, make the long story short, there was one of the not exit. They don't got CNG Excelsiors. The XD60s that New Jersey Transit has been acquiring lately. They they basically have one of their buses available. Oh, you work at Amazon. Nice. Like, I think like half of Staten Island works at Amazon, to be honest. Like, even even for instance with like with like food deliveries, when I was taking care of that before I worked for Via and stuff, like I think like I couldn't go through an entire month without delivering to the fulfillment center and everything, which like, again, it seems like half of Staten Island works at Amazon almost. Which, hey, gotta give them credit. One thing I was amazed by is that one of the stop locations for Via and everything, and one of the stop locations for Via, basically there's a fulfillment center over in Bayonne, basically at the border of Bayonne and everything. And it's just interesting to see. And even this transparent. Okay. Hey, like, again, I'm not surprised that there's someone here that works for Amazon. Like, if you're on Staten Island, you either work for the MTA or work for Amazon, basically, and everything. But either way, I gotta give them credit for providing a good number of jobs and everything, because I know there's a good number of my friends that work for Amazon and stuff, and providing a lot. Same here, Lewis. Same here, Lewis. Like, I've like the truth is, and everything is that I've had a lot going on where with my job and everything, and because sometimes this is the thing that annoys me. Sometimes I'm on break and everything, and if for everyone that's watching, I was able to upload a lot of Hudson Bergen light rail content to Instagram, and that's because of the fact that while I'm on break, I was able to rail fan at a few locations. In fact, just for everyone watching, you're gonna receive a lot of potential locations when I get the chance and everything. And basically, you know, I was able I was able to final to finally get a chance to well, I didn't really get a chance, but I was able to upload some of them to Instagram, but had a lot of content lately and everything. In fact, I'm basically on back order and stuff, because I know on Friday I was able to go to Manhattan, and I was on the Sim 15. Sim 15, and I was able to take one of Meredith's more recent Blue Prevo, 1583 to be more precise. And I know personally that one have seatbelts and everything. And you know, oh, it's just like the ones that's been coming out of Charleston lately and stuff. And I was able to enjoy it. Just gonna off this crosswalk right here. Gotta put my mask up. There's a few more individuals around here. Oof. Like the overnight shift, I give you credit. Like that is not easy. That is not easy at all. Ugh. Like, I know there's the temptation to have coffee, but like I've had coffee a few times before, but like I don't drink it that much anymore, only because like it makes me emotional at times. So I'm more of a tea drinker now. All the 20, all of them? Okay, I didn't think all of the Prevos got seatbelts and everything, because the first one I took, 1566 out of Meredith, I don't recall if that one had seatbelts and everything, and I think the other one I took was 1578, also out of Meredith and everything. I don't recall seatbelts as much. Everything. Ugh. Yeah. I know I've heard reports that Charleston might end up acquiring some XE40s, the electric Excelsiors and stuff. And I know personally that I'm kind of at a mixed feeling right now with regards to this potential, because there's a part of me that want the MTA to just have Excelsiors and Prevos. That's it. The only thing that bugs me is that the only transit bus minus the EPA 10s that we have here on Staten Island are the Novas and everything. Now, this doesn't mean that I want the electric Novas that Techno 7843 was able to highlight in one of his videos recently, which it kind of frustrated me, because that's on a list of buses that I wish the MTA wouldn't buy and everything. There's that, the articulated hybrid Nova, the CNG Nova especially, but there's also some Excelsiors that I wanted to buy and wish that they didn't have, like a lot of the hybrid Novas and Excelsiors that we got recently in Manhattan, the Bronx, and a few other places. I wish we never had to begin with and everything, because right now we're at a point where buses can either save on fuel or be completely electric. Like when I was about 10 years old, the next gen hybrids came to Staten Island and everything, and I'll never forget when the buses first came and everything. And I know everyone got varying opinion on the next gen hybrids. I miss them personally and everything, because to me they had this cool futuristic appearance, especially how the back vent looked. It had this nice futuristic look almost, and I liked how it looked. I liked it and everything. I mean, of course it doesn't compare to the predecessors like the OG hybrid and the Orion 5, which now Beeline Bus is the only one in the area with the Orion 5, but I miss them. But admittedly, after a while they started to show their age, and nothing against Yukon, but to me it seemed like when they were on their last leg, like they just weren't taken care of properly and stuff. And basically what happened was what's it called, basically when it came to the EPA, not the EPA 10s, that's the later ones, the next gen hybrids, when it was finally time for them to go, they were all replaced by the Blue Novas for Yukon, because Yukon was basically the last depot and everything. No, it's not really UConn's fault. I thought it was, but um, a friend of mine who has since retired from Charleston was able to clarify because on that point, Lewis, the the thumbnail the thumbnail of my second Staten Island Mall video and everything, that blue Nova on the thumbnail. Oh, when it started to accelerate, you hear this weird noise going on. And that day, I shared it with my friend who has since retired from Charleston, and he and his wife moved out of state and everything. But anyway, he actually clarified that it's an unfortunate thing from all the depots and everything that he clarified to me that all the buses are practically messed up until they are repaired at East New York and everything. Like he gave me an example of one time when he was driving in Orion 5, back when the Orion 5s ruled Staten Island and everything. And basically, the buses, said that there was something going on with the bus, but they insisted on him going. He tried to go, and then basically it broke down. He's like, okay, we'll call that service. And he's out of Charleston. And to me, out of all the depots on Staten Island, to me, Charleston is the best looking depot, in my opinion, and everything. UConn is in second place, and like, I'm sorry to say it because it's my home depot. Castleton is in fourth place, only because with the neighborhood, it looks like a legitimate depot. I miss the Orion 5s too. I miss, like, I mean, my childhood bus was the RTS because I was born in Brooklyn and everything. And the only time I was able to take the Orion 5, the first time I took the Orion 5 was one time when mom and I had to take care of an errand in Queens and everything. And we took the subway all the way to Queens. And my first time on an Orion 5 was in Queens. And then it was not until we moved to Staten Island that I got to see them often until I believe my sophomore year in high school and stuff, when they started to retire little by little and everything. And the only thing I wish is that I wish I had my channel at the time and everything. Aw, man, the RTS was amazing. I wish you would have had a chance and stuff, and everything, because I know personally and everything, I'll never forget the one time that, you know, this was I was in Brooklyn at the time, but we had a third grade class trip to historic Richmond Town. Don't ask me what I remember about historic Richmond Town because I don't remember a darn thing. But when we were crossing the street and everything, and after we crossed the street, the first ever bus I saw in Staten Island was an RTS that passed right behind us. And I saw it, and that was the first ever bus I saw in Staten Island. Not even the express buses, which Staten Island is known for. You can't go through a day without seeing a Prevo. And basically, that was my first time seeing any bus on Staten Island, an RTS, which I never got to take. The first bus I ever took on Staten Island was an Orion 5. And, I personally miss the Orion 5s too. And, it's sad that they've retired and everything, but admittedly, they were starting to show their age. It's kind of the same state that most of the Orions are in right now and everything. Like the OG hybrids, they're in the middle of retiring. The next gen hybrids, some of them are slightly retiring, but the EPA 10s out of Castleton, it makes me sad the most, only because they're only about 10 years old. They're only about 10 years old and everything. And you would think with with Castleton being the only depot in New York City. Hopefully the live stream still. Uh, yeah. Basically, the Orions, they're retiring little by little, and every sad that this is the last bit of the Orion bus industries and everything, because they were a decent manufacturer and everything. Like nowadays if you try to start a bus manufacturing company, you cannot. It would be challenging to compete with the big people like New Flyer, Nova Bus, Gillick, and Proterra and everything. And I gotta give Proterra credit for being a fairly new company compared to the other three, and basically they're still going strong and everything. They've made practically a bold statement, kind of in the same lines with Tesla, where, like, let's face it, years ago Tesla seemed like this new startup company that seemed like it was going to be another kind of company that would only last for a few years and then no one would think about it again and stuff. And mind you, now Tesla is probably the biggest electric car manufacturer out there and everything. So basically Proterra falls into the same line and stuff. Like, I know Lewis, I was able to check out some of your videos and a few others on when Grand Avenue and everything. And the one thing that I don't like about Tesla, not Tesla, Proterra personally, is that the propulsion system kind of got this high pitched squeal and everything when it moves. That's one thing I don't personally like and everything, but I'm guessing it was from when I was watching the video and stuff, because when I finally got to take it on the B60 a while back and everything, I did not hear that noise as much and stuff, which I was happy about and everything, because that's but I'm gonna stop now. But Proterra has come to be a really big company and everything, and that's it. Huh. Oh yeah, like I'm mad at the one time that it was on Staten Island in particular. I'm actually shocked that it was on the 74, only because of the fact that time that you took it, Lewis, I was out of town, so I missed the opportunity to take it on Staten Island. And the reason why I'm shocked that it was on the 74 is because of the fact that to go anywhere and stuff. But either way, I finally got to take the BE40 and everything. I don't know if MTA may ever test out the ZX5, which to me sound-wise, it sounds no different than the BE40. It still has that high-pitched squeal that I don't like too much. But either way, they look nice. Like, admittedly, they got this nice futuristic looking appearance and stuff that looks pretty decent. Goodness gracious. Like, I disabled the Wi-Fi before I left. I don't know why I keep losing a signal. So go tomorrow, and I don't want to mess up these sneakers whatsoever. But either way, I miss, Proterra is a decent company and everything. The Catalyst was nice and everything, and I'm sure the ZX5s are just as great or probably even better than the BE40s and BE35 choice for buses and everything. Although honestly, electric buses isn't my first choice anymore. It's not that I don't want to help. It's just, the thing is, right now with electric buses, take forever to recharge to go at a pretty short range and everything. And there's the option of fast charging overhead. And personally, the thing that I don't like personally is the fact that um with regards to the what's it called? Oh, the electric buses and everything, the overhead charging, like, they look ugly, number one. A lot of thinking of analyzing and everything. And because I went from electric buses to fuel cell buses, now back to diesel. Now, here's how I was able to get to this point and everything. Like, I've been working on a project for the past few years where this project includes my idea of a pretty advanced bus rapid transit system and everything. And the after much consideration, the bus that I was going to choose was the New Flyer XE60 Charge, like at Michael J. Quill in Manhattan and everything. And basically, I didn't mind it to a degree, the design and everything, the way they sound, and the fact to me that they almost look like trolleys and stuff, which they look really cool and everything. But the problem is that I know personally the downside to the excels the downside to the electric buses and everything, and without fast charging at the and go with overnight charging at the depot, they take almost 4 hours to completely recharge and only go at 153 miles. Mind you, in sharp contrast, the fuel cell variant, the XHE60, which only a few of them are in California right now and everything, they take only 12 minutes to refuel on hydrogen, but they go twice the range and everything, and give off no common forms of air pollution. In fact, the only thing that they give off is water vapor and everything. And I reasoned that, instead of having fuel imported and everything, you could just simply have what's it called? Again, you could just simply have the depots create their own fuel. This is really nice, but I don't want to go too far and everything. I already hate that I'm walking on the sand in these sneakers. But basically, I said all that to say that I really started to consider the fuel cell buses. The only problem is, you think the electric buses are expensive. I think I'm gonna keep losing a signal so many times and stuff. You think like fuel cell technology, I'm not against it. It has a lot of potential. In fact, I've implemented in homes for the idea of net zero housing in way forms of renewable energy and stuff. Of it, no serious problems is trying to stay connected to the internet at this point. And I'm gonna need to wash off these. The fuel cell technology has a lot of potential, but it's a very limited market. That's why for right now, if you check out like a few sources and everything, you see that the fuel cell car and stuff. In fact, I remember when Honda had the Honda Clarity fuel cell and everything. In person, I see more of the plug-in hybrid than the fuel cell variant and everything. Now, ooh, ah, ugh. After much consideration, I decided to go back to diesel, and here's why. A diesel bus, you got a greater chance of having it sold to another company or a fuel cell bus and everything. But the question is, what about having a renewable form of energy? That's when I came across something that surprised me. It's actually possible to combine hydrogen and with carbon dioxide absorbed from the air to create synthetic forms of gasoline, diesel, even kerosene for planes and everything. So basically, what if you could? So I thought, for this project of mine, what if it could also include, along with some basic farming techniques to be able to fuel the entire resort and everything, to provide food for the entire resort. You could basically have um have our own have our own refinery to make synthetic hydrogen for regular cars, trucks, and buses. And that's the altogether idea. It's the altogether idea. Yeah, and stuff. Because again, nothing against the EV market and nothing against the fuel cell market. But right now, that not everyone wants to give up their cars in the next few years and everything. Like, I'll give an example. One thing I love about living on Staten Island is that it's like the auto show you don't have to pay for. Like, you could think about going to the auto show at the Javits Center or some other location and everything. And basically, one thing that's known is that um, basically when it comes to an auto show, you have sometimes the newest cars, and then sometimes you got some older cars. Now, a case in point with the electric car and everything, when Ford introduced the Mustang Mach-E a few years back, it only took me a few weeks before I first saw it on Staten Island. Even one time when I was taking care of food deliveries, I was able to see a Lucid Motors car on Highland Boulevard and everything. But I've also seen a series of older cars and everything, whether it's an Oldsmobile or some older muscle cars like the older Mustang or the older Dodge Chargers or any kind of old school muscle car and everything. And like, I don't think some may be ready to give up these cars in favor of an EV. And even though they would still have a decent value to them and everything, I'm not sure if everyone wants to like convert these particular cars into an electric car and everything. That's where I think the potential of hydrogen e-fuels may have a greater impact and stuff. Where at a potential refinery, instead of drilling for, all you need is to have a facility with rainwater harvesting and some atmospheric water generators to turn humid air into water, and some proton exchange membranes to be able to create hydrogen and everything. And for the um car- for the carbon dioxide absorbing and everything, look it up on YouTube. Look it up on Google or anywhere where with hydrogen e-fuels, you could just capture the hydrogen with fans, with simple fans that absorb it and come together. It could create gasoline, diesel, and kerosene for planes and everything. And not to mention, it could be sold at a very low price. Now, I thought of this before all the prices went up and stuff, and I say that definitely has a much greater potential than than right now the EV or the fuel cell market. Nothing against them, but I don't know. I'm not sure if everyone is ready because don't get me wrong, electric cars are cheaper than they used to be, but they lose their value almost instantly, practically like a Mercedes Benz. And I know this because for work I drive Mercedes Benz minivans. and everything. Like a Mercedes-Benz practically loses their value fast the moment they're off the market. And sadly, that's the case with some electric cars and everything. Now, like, I'll never forget, I've seen this one guy's video. This guy has a premium Tesla Model X. Now, you know the Model X is right now the most expensive Tesla out there and everything. And it's not my first choice if I would have a Tesla personally, but anyway, wait, the one thing that I don't like about Teslas is the fact that they have frameless doors and everything. Like they don't have the frame to protect the windows and stuff. And sadly, this guy has a Model X whose doors are compromised right now and everything. But I said all that to say that the EV market has a lot of potential, but you know, they need to retain their value in a certain way where everyone would be happy enough to cooperate with the increase in changes and stuff. Sorry, I had to put my mask on. Yeah, I'm actually heading back to my car right now and everything. Just got reminded to head back home and stuff, and it takes about a half hour from where I am to get home and stuff, because one thing I love about living in Mariners Harbor is that once you go on Richmond Avenue, like the moment that all the lights are green, it takes only a matter of time to get all the way back to Mariners Harbor. Either way, just gonna try to head back quickly. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to move quickly and stuff. I want to know how many steps I did so far. Almost 6,000 steps. Nice. Just like yesterday when I worked on that other live stream and everything. Lewis, I don't know if you're still on here. Are the West Farm buses still on Staten Island, or did they go back to the Bronx? I'm just curious because like chances are if they are still here, I might end up going there and everything. But you know, we'll have to wait and see. But hey. Okay. Hey, either way, I was just curious and everything. But you know, like what I mentioned earlier and everything, like the fuel cell and EV market has a lot of potential. But I don't know if everyone would be ready. So in a way, hydrogen e-fuels is kind of that middle market where you could just have a regular car like right here on Honda CR-V and everything, and you can have the potential of refueling. Oh, there's exercise going on in there. I was wondering what was going on. Okay, so I'm just gonna try to move fast. Like, I have nothing against exercise routines, don't get me wrong, but that's why I'm out here on a Sunday morning, to be able to move around to the best of my ability and stuff. Like going back to the Amazon facility, I know a few times when I was able to finish with some food deliveries over there before I started working for Via. I know personally, like I know personally, like just driving around that area alone and seeing some of the greenery looked really nice and everything. I don't know if the 40 passes by there often, but you know, it's just nice and it's just nice and peaceful when you think about it. Okay, like some more people coming this way and everything. That's why I'm just trying to have my camera off to the side to the best of my ability. And everything. Like, all I know is I would definitely recommend to anyone that will want to visit Staten Island. I would definitely encourage just taking a walk by Great Hills Park. Like, this is just nice and relaxing and everything. Hearing the crickets and stuff. Like, now I don't need to speak so loud because the cars are not coming by and everything. But hey, all I know is I got a text from my parents telling me that breakfast is almost ready. So, goal is to try to get home as fast as possible, and that'll be it. Some more people are coming by. You just get out of the way. More people. This is the downside of working on a live video, because when you work on a live stream and everything, and like already when you're bus fanning or rail fanning, you can't control some of the circumstances around you. Like sometimes you may have some people cross in front of you when you're in the middle of recording and everything. Some YouTubers are okay with that. I hate it personally and everything, because I'm a bit of a perfectionist where I like everything to be as precise as possible, personally, and everything. And of course, I don't get everything completely precise and everything, but I try and stuff. And it's kind of ironic that for the most part, we was just talking about buses and trains and everything. Well, mostly buses. And only thing I caught so far was that one Nova. But hey, it's a Sunday morning, so you're not gonna catch that many buses in the area and stuff. Especially around here and everything. The most unusual thing you'll catch is some golf carts and regular cars. Either way. Got a little bit of time and everything. I think I came this way to get to my car. All right. I know about the 40s. Where I actually am right now and everything. I'm actually on a park that goes alongside Highland Boulevard and stuff. Like I would show up ahead that there's the Verrazano Bridge, but there's actually some people up ahead, and I don't want to get them in the shot just in case they don't want to be on YouTube and stuff. And basically, I still don't mind just coming alongside here and just enjoying just enjoying the scenery and stuff. All I know is I wonder if like the rules have changed with having no express service on weekends and everything. Now, the reason why I've said that is because I can't count how many times that I've like back in early January when the R32 retired and everything. I remember going to I remember taking the 6 train back to City Hall so I could get on the bus to go back home and stuff. And basically what happened and was that a 4 train was coming by. In fact, a few 4 or 5 trains kept coming by on the express line. Now, when I was a kid, I'm like, there was no express on weekends, but lately I've been seeing some more express services on weekends. So I'm like, did that rule change or something? Because it's it's kind of different from what I remember and everything. I know a lot of things have since occurred and everything with the MTA and a few other stuff and everything. Like personally, I thought we was going to have the R211s on the subway by now and everything. Now we're talking about trains, but but like I never got a chance to see the R211 up close and everything. And I know there are some things from the artist rendition that I thought was better than what they are finally starting to develop and everything. Like, if you notice in the artist rendition and everything, the destination sign where you normally see the time to, let's say you're on the 4 train to Woodline. Next stop is 14th Street, New York Square, and everything. But in the artist rendition, you just see next stop, Columbus Circle. That's it. And I'm like, what happened? What happened? And everything. They decided to go back to what they've had all these years and everything. And not to mention the voiceover. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind the current voiceover, but yeah. So they're at Coney Island Yard right now. Okay. Um, yeah, like the R211s, they had so much potential. They had so much potential in the artist rendition and everything. And maybe I'm being judgmental right now with regards to bus with regards to rail fanning, with regards to catching the R211s. I'm not saying that I don't want to see them up close. Don't get me wrong, I do. But there's a few things that I've kind of noticed. Like, for instance, now that the doors are wider, I noticed that the windows are smaller. And I know personally, what I wouldn't mind seeing is the R211s basically having 3 doors instead of 4, like the A division, and kind of like Path. You know how Path basically has the width of the A division, but the height, the width of the A division, but the length of the B division, but a shorter height to go along the Hudson River and everything. And basically, like, they have 3 doors and they fit well and everything. So in my mind, I'm like, I wish the R211s had like 3 doors so that there could still be some wide windows and wide spacing and everything. But that's just me. That's just me. Just to have, a good appearance and everything, because, like, let's face it, with a lot of the crime that's been happening on the subway, I've talked with some friends of mine on Zoom who actually told me that they don't want to take the subway anymore. And can you blame them? I personally don't. And everything, because of a lot of the crime that's been happening and everything. Like, sad to say, with regards to that shooting where thankfully there were only injuries and no deaths, like, thankfully, and if you're going to mention any references for everyone watching this, please be respectful in the comments and in the live stream. But I said all that to say that, yeah, yeah, I agree with you, Lewis. I can't blame them either. But uh, um, basically, the unfortunate thing is that unfortunately there's going to be an increase in crime until things get better. And I don't think it's just a matter of taking care of things from a political standpoint, it's also from a social standpoint. But I said all that to say that unfortunately there's stuff like that where, let's face it, a lot of us love to bus fan and rail fan and catch buses and trains for a living. But the sad reality is that that might change. Like, for instance, we can't rail fan on path and everything, and I completely respect why, especially since one of their main transportation hubs is the World Trade Center and everything, which, you know, I like. I can't blame them for wanting to make sure that everyone feels as safe and secure as possible when everyone's taking that particular system and stuff. But, that's one of the reasons why I wish the R211s would have 3 doors and everything. And, like, personally, with the R262 that's supposed to be coming later on for the A division, I know personally I don't want to see them and everything. Nothing against the A division and everything. Like, I've taken the 4 or 5 trains so many times and everything, and I boarded the 1 train recently. It's just, I think the pandemic gave a good opportunity for the MTA to make the A division lines wider to accommodate for B division subway cars. But sadly, it was kind of a missed opportunity for good reasons. Not everyone was fully vaccinated and everything, but I found it kind of a missed opportunity to at least work on some of the least congested A division lines, so that way they could try to see if they could have some A division trains go from one place to the next stuff. I don't want to drop my phone. And I didn't even mention about the commuter railroads and everything. Like, I personally hope that the dispute between Kawasaki and the Long Island Railroad has been settled and everything. Now, there's been a lot of reports and everything that has emerged and stuff. And I've mentioned about this in my video, What is Grand Central Madison and everything. I mentioned this briefly, but the reason why there's not so many M9s on the railroad right now, but, it's been increasing little by little, is really the railroad's fault and everything. Now, nothing against the employees and everything. There's been a lot of employees, including my dad, that has offered a series of suggestions for the M9s and everything. Small, basic suggestions for the ones that need to be on the trains regularly. But what happened was there was a case of like continual micromanaging from the railroad's point of view, and miscommunication that left Kawasaki aggravated into them saying, okay, we're not gonna build any more trains for you and everything. And that's basically what happened with the M9s. Now, I said all that to say that I'm hoping that that issue has been settled so that the rest of them could finally be built. Now, for everyone that's watching this, if you're gonna try to rail fan on the M9s and everything, try to brace yourself, because admittedly, when I was able to take the M9 on the Port Washington branch to Penn Station and then back on the city zone to Jamaica and everything, in my mind, I was expecting them to have a similar interior layout to the M7s. I was wrong. I'll give an example. Like, normally on the M7s, there's a seat here and a seat here at the window behind the cab and everything. How the M9s are set up, they have one more seat in the middle, and now all three are facing the cab. So, oh wait, they're not even facing the cab. They're facing away from the cab and stuff. So they're all facing this way. All three of them facing this way. So you can imagine me trying to face one way and point my phone at another location, and it was interesting. That's all I could say. They were interesting, to say the least. Everything. But I said all that to say that, you know, the M9s, like a lot of the things that are good about them, I gotta give credit to to the different employees that gave some good suggestions on the railroad, and to Kawasaki, because Kawasaki's a good company. The problem is with the railroad, oh, and everything, the employer side, is the micromanaging and miscommunication unfortunately led to the same thing that happened with Bombardier after they finished the M7s. Like, admittedly, when they started to try to find someone to award a contract to build the M9s, in my mind I was thinking, why not Bombardier? I mean, Bombardier doesn't make trains anymore. They gave their rail manufacturing assets over to Alstom, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, I'm, I was thinking, why not Bombardier? Hey, and basically, turns out there was a similar form of miscommunication that happened over there. So if the railroad decides to have any more equipment in the future, they basically have in a way Alstom. They have CRRC or Siemens. Like, basically the next thing that needs to go on the railroad are the diesel equipment and stuff. Now, I haven't taken any of the diesels in years and everything, and it's been some time since I last took any of their diesels and stuff. But basically, make the long story short, the diesels, in my opinion and everything, like, they could have a greater chance of being replaced by the Chargers and Venture cars that, has been popping up on Amtrak, Brightline, and so many other services. Especially Brightline in particular, because admittedly, like, I live in New York and everything, and, I never really heard much about Brightline until recently. And then finally, when I started researching about Brightline in Florida, and everything, like, it amazed me. It amazed me and everything, because I'm like, wow, a private rail system that kind of takes care of stuff a little bit better, that some of the government funded, whether state funded or federal, could be able to learn from in a certain way and everything. Because this is not a political channel, so if anyone chooses to make any comments and everything, please keep it politically neutral and stuff. But one thing that I've noticed over the years is that a lot of things that seems to be government funded, it is at times not taken care of in the best way possible, unfortunately. And sometimes that's why some tend to go with private venture on taking care of certain matters. So, in a way, with regards to Brightline in Florida, in a way, I like the way it operates in Florida amazes me and everything. The trains are clean, the stations are clean and everything, and they got a vibrant appearance to them and everything. And it'd be nice to see if they could be tried out in other potential locations and stuff. And finally, for Metro North, like Metro North, I don't know if they have made any considerations on getting some new equipment. Admittedly, like what was funny was the one day that I took Metro North in my life so far, and I was stupid enough not to record this trip. Dad and I, we both was able to take Metro North, and you know, my dad has been with the Long Island Railroad for over 30 years, and basically just that one day, we both agreed on the fact that Metro North takes care of things a little bit better than the Long Island Railroad and stuff. Like most of their stations are cleaner and everything. They take better care of their equipment, and not to mention a few details and everything that make their stuff a little bit better. Like I'll give an example. Like comparing between the M7s and the M7As, it's like comparing between the GMC Yukon and the Cadillac Escalade and everything. Both the same vehicle, it's just one has a little bit more bells and whistles. Like with Metro North, when the doors are closing, the strobe lights activate. Not to mention there are back cushions behind the seats just in case the train has to apply the emergency brakes. So that's pretty smart and stuff. And you know, the only thing that kind of throws me off guard with Metro North is the way the third rails are designed. Everything. In fact, that's why the trains for the most part are what's it called? That's why the trains for the most part, they don't go on railroad property, on the Long Island Railroad property, even though they look the same. Now, I have seen the video so many times, and I know you're gonna bring this up some of y'all, about that one video where there was an MP15 hauling two M8s at Penn Station. I know about that video, and I even know of the engineer that was operating the M7 that came behind the M8s and everything. But I said all that to say that admittedly, like if the Long Island Railroad and Metro North ever considered a merger, I would definitely want them to really think about like modifying some of their newer EMU equipment, namely mainly the M7s, M7As, and M8s and M9s, to be able to have their third rail shoes modified so that they could be on any track and everything. Like, admittedly, like I'm partially happy that Grand Central Madison will be open at the end of the year, but at the same time, I just wish that there was a few things that was taken care of instead. Like, for instance, the infrastructure for Grand Central Madison, and number two, the name. Like, you couldn't, like, why not Grand Central Terminal and everything? Which I think is, like I said in the video, what is Grand Central Madison? I think that's just a constant case of the railroad just trying to stand out as different among all the rest and everything. Because they've done the same with their diesel equipment, which doesn't work so properly anymore, and a few other things. But hey, either way, like, what I would have preferred is just like the both companies working something out where maybe the equipment could be modified to just work on two different kinds of tracks and everything, both Metro North's EMU tracks and the railroad's EMU tracks and everything. That's what I would have loved to see and everything. So either way, just a few things to consider. And New Jersey Transit, like, don't got much to say about New Jersey Transit trains and everything, other than the fact that now that Bombardier gave their rail division over to Alstom, I want to know what's going to happen with the multi-level 3 order and everything, where it was confirmed a long time ago and everything that the Aero 3s would be replaced by the multi-level 3, where you would have a few multi-levels with pantographs to go along some of the electric lines and everything. And we never we are still waiting to see them and everything. Like, I've driven by the Holland Tunnel at work so many times, and um over by the Holland Tunnel, of course, is Hoboken Terminal, and I can't count how many times I see an Aero 3 passing by and no multi-levels. Well, no multi-level 3s, that is. The multi-level 1 and 2 I always see. That bird sounded beautiful. Basically, I just wish that, you know, the multi-level 3 be could be in a way designed a little bit better. Designed a little bit, I mean, no, not designed better in a way, because they didn't come out yet. I just wish that Alstom could at least tell us what's going on. Like, at least with the ALP 45A, which are tier 4 regulated variations of the 45DP, at least we got to know and everything. In fact, even Fan Railer was able to catch some 45As and everything. Multi-level 3, we don't know a darn thing about them. We don't know much about them and everything. We don't know if Alstom's building them or not, and like, basically we're left in the dark. Okay, at least now I got a Nova right here. And a Prevost. I might be hesitant on the Prevost, personally. He's on the Sim 1C, one of the 4 express bus routes that still run on weekends and everything. Just dropped off some passengers, and oh, right behind him is a blue Nova. Probably waved hi to me. Like out of all the depots on Staten Island, like, the one that have the most drivers that wave hi the most is Yukon and everything. That's why like, I understand where you were coming from, Lewis, from earlier, when you thought that Yukon had like bad maintenance reputation and everything, and really that's from like all the depots and stuff, and all the buses don't really get better until they get repaired at East New York, everything, which actually surprised me and everything. I think Vulnerable Toyota a while back mentioned to me that that's not the only depot and everything that basically helps to build the cars and stuff. But hey, either way, it's been an hour, almost an hour and a half since I've been out here and everything. Yeah, I agree. Not all the depots are perfect and stuff. I know if MTA ever had part-time, I would personally be out of Castleton and stuff. But either way, I'm going to end the live stream right now and everything. Thank you for everyone that was able to join and stuff. I'm right now leaning on my car. But, yeah. So, no. If this is your first time watching any of my videos, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel and everything. And you're also welcome to follow me on Twitter and on Instagram, and you're also welcome to become a Patreon member. You could just pay only $1 a month, so that's like just $12 a year and everything, and you can see some additional content that I talk about and everything. Like, one of them that I'm personally proud of is basically the idea of would would Walt Disney's original idea for Epcot, the city, have worked and everything? So, if you want to know the answer, you're welcome to listen to that audio recording and everything over on Patreon. Everyone's welcome to become a member, and basically that's it. All right. All right, just go to patreon.com/dreamjournalprojects, and you'll be able to find out and everything, because I have that as well as a few others. Like one that I worked on a few weeks ago is kind of in the line of Disney. Is the question: should Disney purchase Nickelodeon? And just a few other questions that on stuff that I don't be able to cover on YouTube that I cover over there. Not to mention some exclusive videos and content over there of me taking bus trips without any narration whatsoever or background music. So either way, see y'all later.